You might think that Sunny Beach is about getting drunk every night and party all night, but the old city here is actually a World Heritage City. The old city of Sunny Beach is called Nessebar, and you can actually walk from the beach, Sunny Beach, and to this place if you want to. I've seen several of these antique shops, quite interesting. It's like a museum in there. And one big difference from the past here in Bulgaria is that it's a lot more expensive now than it used to be, especially for us Norwegians. We have a very weak currency, a very bad performing currency, and one of the worst performing economies in the world, actually. And of course that's got nothing to do with our politicians. They are completely innocent in that. And look at this. This church is from the 800s. That's old, that's 1200 years ago. And the foundation's even older, from the 500s. Some of the earliest churches here in the world. And look at these wooden buildings and narrow streets. It's quite something. I think a lot of people come to Sunny Beach and expect something else, or maybe they just spend most of the days on the beach and don't get to see the old town. Something they definitely should. Last time I was here 16 years ago, I didn't see this. I was just spending some time on the beach, I guess. It's not the ugliest city I've ever seen. It's not a dump. Far from it. I just wish the prices were a little bit more similar to what it used to be back in the day. If something costs 4, that's €2. You just divide by 2. So it's quite easy to figure out the prices. Another thing about the old city here is that you'll find people more like me, my age. What you call age appropriate. In contrast to Sunny Beach, kind of young people, like young ladies and so forth. But here in the old city, you'll find ladies more at my age, more appropriate. Everywhere you go, old churches like this one here from the 900s. That's old. And behind me here, another church from the 1300s. That's old too, and it's been restored by the US government. Some information about that. Seems the US government spent $700,000 to restore this old church. For me, it's certainly worthwhile to walk around on these streets in the old city. And I think I'll just stay here, walk around here while I'm here in the area. I'm not gonna go to Sunny Beach during the evening or night. That's too much craziness going on there for me. So I might send someone else out there with a camera to do some video recording, but not for me, not for me. And so many nice places like this for a drink and some food. Great place. And next door, a church. One of the biggest in town. And one of many. There's about 40 churches here in the city. That's a lot for a small town. Look at this. People honor their dead with all these photos everywhere. So let's go inside, take a look at what's going on inside the church today. For sure, a lot of the people come here to Sunny Beach. They have no idea that you can find a historic UNESCO World Heritage City so close to the beach. It's a short walk. And yeah, I'm for one was quite surprised about that. The history here, 3,000 years old, originally a Greek city. And as recently as 100 years ago, 90% of the people here were Greek. I think it's worthwhile taking a better look at this church and the impressive ruins. Such an old building from the 800s, and some parts even older, from the late 400s. And just try to imagine all the stuff's going on in here. A priest standing there and talking to his congregation here back in the Middle Ages. All the events that has taken place here. That's something to think about. An old Greek city here in Bulgaria. Part of a Greek league of colonies led by Athens. Another church, 1300s, cold drinks. And here we have the party street here in Sunny Beach. And tonight I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna take a trip here and see what it's like. Hopefully it's going to be the way it was in the past. Not so much action going on here in the evening at Sunny Beach. Actually, quite disappointing. I'd expected more than this. Maybe because it's the end of August. Maybe it's better in July, but you're not missing anything if you do like I do. Go to bed and watch some YouTube videos instead. Quite relaxing atmosphere here. I had expected something much more wild than this. So I guess it's time for me to go to bed. Quite a disappointment here at Sunny Beach in the evening.